Virgin covenant definition. We begin with the definition. It is the blood sacrifice. Virgin covenant definition. Blood sacrifice followed by separation, followed by the moving in between. It is the blood sacrifice with separation and the moving in between. So let us now look at Genesis 15. This is the Message translation. God said, "Bring me a heifer, a goat, and a ram, each 3 years old, and a dove and a young pigeon." He brought all these animals to him, split them down the middle, and laid the halves opposite each other. This is Abraham who did that. But he didn't split the birds. Vultures swooped down on the carcasses, but Abraham scared them off. As the sun went down, a deep sleep overcame Abraham, and then a sense of dread, dark and heavy. God said to Abraham, "Know this, your descendants will live as outsiders in a land not theirs. They will be enslaved and beaten down for 400 years. Then I will punish their slave masters. Your offspring will march out of there loaded with plunder, but not you. You will have a long and full life, and die a good and peaceful death. Not until the 4th generation will your descendants return here. Sin is still a thriving business among the Amorites." When the sun was down and it was dark, a smoking firepot and a flaming torch moved between the split carcasses. That's when God made a covenant with Abraham. So if you look at this sentence, when the sun was down and it was dark, a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch moved between the split carcasses. In conjunction with this first sentence, that he brought all these animals to him, split them down the middle, and laid the halves opposite each other. Yeah. And that's when God made a covenant with Abraham. So we see a pattern of this definition. There's a sacrifice, a separation, and the moving in between. So this pattern is seen when God made a covenant with Abraham, and it is also seen in this vision, in this vision that I had within the past 2-3 weeks, in which I saw Jesus. He was dressed in his full-length white robes as he struck the floor in front of me with a sword, thereby creating a divide on the floor, out of which erupted out blood. So we see this in Genesis 15, the way how God, the pattern, we see the same pattern. We see the pattern in which God made a covenant with Abraham. We see a reflection of this pattern in this vision as well. And if we look at this general statement that is written at the top, that there is a sacrifice, a separation, and the moving in between, we understand, we can relate it with the virgin covenant in a wedding. That is virgin covenant as a virgin marital covenant. Virgin marital covenant. So a virgin, when she gets married, the covenant, so only when she's in a covenant. So how is the covenant? How is the covenant confirmed? It is confirmed when there's a blood sacrifice, which is when they consummate their covenant. The crowing of the virgin, the bride, the it separates, and the man moves in between her 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 vagina. Yeah. So that is when a marital covenant is confirmed. So this is the we see a pattern of this definition, this general definition in in Genesis 15, and also in this vision, the vision. So it is the confirming vision. Yeah. And this, yeah. Or we can perhaps yeah. So when it comes to our bond with Jesus, we are in a covenant with him, with the sacrifice, with his blood sacrifice, with his blood, we enter into a covenant with him. Yeah. So now, after I have talked about this general definition of this general definition of a virgin marital or a marital covenant, which ideally is made, which ideally is made with a virgin wife. Yeah. So a man. So both the partaking both the partaking subjects, yeah, are to be holy by the standards of this general definition of the marital covenant, in which there is blood sacrifice and separation and the moving in between. And it is confirmed, this pattern is seen in Genesis 15 and this confirming vision that I had a few weeks back. So past 2-3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and today is Feb 7th, 2025. Now I want to, after talking about this, after this, after, so I will now go to the page one of my notebook, in which I have recorded my journey with God. So we see this page 1 was created on Feb 2nd, 2022. It is Feb 7th, 2025. Now, today, now it's 1942. The time is 7:42 p.m. Yeah. So if I look at the page versions, these are the saved copies of page versions that got created. This is the latest copy, and the highlighted parts in green are the parts that were edited or added on this date on which this copy got created. So I want to talk about this sentence, this paragraph, because of the fact that it is not highlighted in green. It implies that it was created on a date before September 4th, 2022. So let us see, when was it created. Yeah, on 3rd of Feb. Yeah, on 2nd of Feb itself, I had written this. Perhaps I made a small edit here. Yeah, so let me read this from this latest version, in which or perhaps this. Okay, the earliest version, Feb of 2nd, um, Feb of 2nd, 2022. Yeah. God designs scenarios for people according to what they can digest, or the deep things that they understood once and held dear to their hearts. Though they might have forgotten those things, or they might have slipped to the back of their minds with time, God sees the heart and also the subconscious, and it pleases Him to see that someone understands things which aren't a characteristic of this world. So, He often grants those things or creates those situations to make it come true for that heart. The same thing couldn't or may not have pacified someone else in the same way, but God sees it would pacify you, and also in what way, and therefore He gives an appropriate gift to you. This is from page 1, the first page, and in the part 1 of the book version of these pages, which is named The Secret Place Revelations, part 1 to 200. It is present there on the page number 10. Yeah, it is present there on the page number 10. That's how I made my initial notes. Yeah. I was just taking a look if there is any difference in paragraphs, or I need to read the other paragraph as well. Perhaps I will read it. Yeah. He will draw things out of your subconscious and use them to motivate you or help you in certain ways. He knows best what would be of help to you in different situations and what would give you ultimate satisfaction. He draws things out of your subconscious that you might have forgotten and uses them to unravel the path forward in future, and you see that He is actually pleased with things you believe in and wants you to walk in them. After this, I would now go to the page number 20. Now, this is an earlier copy of my notebook. Because once when I was trying to make a YouTube video by screen recording, I was trying to screen record while having while trying to use the voice the read aloud feature of this notebook, but because of the lack of memory, or my notebook was quite heavy, there was a lot of cache, and which needed to be removed. I had to choose the option of cleaning up the previously unsaved, do a cleanup, which is in effect cleaning up the cache, which removes the unsaved versions of the pages, or those versions of the pages which didn't get upload, which don't have an online copy. So I think I should also keep my PDF opened. No. 2691. Perhaps this. I will use this in case the latest version of the page did not get uploaded, and is missing something. So yeah, on page 20 we have this first appearance. Let me see, in the book part. In the book part, if I refer to book part, I can actually nail the exact spot at which I need to be at to make the point that I need to make. Yeah. So I want to begin from here. So page 20. On page 20, let me go to the latest version. If you see, the latest version is from the first version is from 27th of Feb. Let me read what I had written on in the first copy of this page, of page 20, Genesis 6, and my small house of the Lord. Okay. I also want to write about the small house of the Lord I made out of a coffee cardboard cover. It was something I just felt like making, and I enjoyed making it. And I don't know if it's a coincidence that I had made it, but after I made it, I had a dream on one night where God was singing over me and was walking wearing red suit with white shirt inside and with many, many garlands of flowers around his chest. It was to showcase the house that I had made. The dream went like this. There was the song playing, and then it showed me walking in a long purple t-shirt with one or two garlands around my chest with few purple flowers widely separated apart, and then the whole dream shifted to my left side where God was walking in swag wearing the outfit I described above, and the entire focus was on him. He showed himself as an old man in that dream and had many crowded garlands of flowers of various colors around him. Of course, God has all the glory, and it was apparent in that dream. But the voice that was singing the song was that of a young man who was singing that I could call on his name. And Father God, who was walking like a celebrity, wasn't the one singing it. I didn't get to see the one who was singing. Okay. And if I look at the latest version of it, please pardon me if I get distracted by these drones that keep